So, Mr. Emmett, that you're petting right now, lives on Mound Street.
Yeah.
Who else lived on Mound Street? Where did you live in the West End?
Wesley Avenue, Court Street.
And Mound Street? Whoa. Was Mound Street the first street?
With what?
Did you start on Mound and then go to Wesley and then go to Clark?
No, I didn't. I started on Mound Street and then went to Wesley and then went to Clark Street.
And how was Jewish life in the West End at the time?
Very good.
Did you go to Mound Street Temple? Do you remember it?
That's not what I went to. When did I go to? Beth Jacob,
Beth Jacob?
right around the corner from the girls' school.
And there was a Romanian synagogue on Clark. Was that near you?
I don't remember.
Do you remember the businesses in the West End? We kind of look at it now and there's really not a lot of businesses. Do you remember when you were a kid, a lot of businesses?
Yes, we had. I know we had a favorite place where we got. It was wonderful when Passover came because they used to have real good candy on Passover. It was a pretty lively place.
And could you walk to get the candy from your house?
Yep. Walk every place. Walked. Worked.
Lots of happy memories from Mound and West End when you were a kid?
Yeah, we had a really good time. We walked to school. We went to the school is still there. It's now the Bobby Fairfax School. Yeah. A lot of people live down there. They used to have houses on second, third floor, and we'd slide down all the banisters. We had long banisters from third floor to second floor. And it was so much fun just sliding down. It was a fun place. There was a playground there too. A swimming pool.
I was just in an old house on Finley Street in the West End,
Yeah.
and one of my friends was born and raised next door to it, and he was telling me how much they loved going down the banisters, because those old historic banisters that go multiple floors. It's so funny to hear you say it, because he just said that.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun. We used to go up and slide down. We used to have a lot of fun. Yeah, there were a lot of people lived there. Yes. And you don't get to slide down the banisters. I bet you'd have a lot of fun. You would like it. Like being on a horse. Just keep on going.
Yeah, it's interesting that Lizzie and Emmett are on Mound Street just like you.
Well, most of us lived in that area. Court Street was very popular for all of the, well, they had candy stores, they had, of course, that one we would remember for sure.
Do you remember the name of your favorite candy store?
Used to be a relative. I can't remember
What other kind of stores did they have besides candy?
I think they had some kind of a shop that you bought materials to make your clothes. And it was easier to go in there and pick out the material you wanted and make up the dress that you liked. Yes. Yes, you would call it a fun place.
You can see a few old storefronts on Central Avenue now, but very few remain in the West End. Very few.
Oh. Yeah. Even Roth, that's his mother-in-law. She was married to Holland Roth. I remember Anisha used to play the violin. I think he did on the end, and he still was doing it for quite a while. And if you wanted to play with somebody, play with something, just there they were out in the courtyards. There they were out in the middle of the street. You always could find somebody to play with. Yes. What was her name? She tried to have me fired because she was the one that owned the candy store, and she was the one that was a relative. And she didn't realize one day she walked into the Central Trust and saw me there. He got hold of the manager right away. I can't have her working there. I can't let her see what my accounts are. And I remember he said, she's not allowed to tell. She can't do that. Oh, she's going to see what we make. She's going to be able to tell her mother-in-law how much budget we got. But it never happened.
Did you have any other jobs in the West End?
And, well, except the West End, I worked in a 5 and 10. Worked in a 5 and 10 cent store. And I never knew there was a color called Equerel. I worked in the notions department. They used to have flourished and everything. It was all called sort of a light brown. Yeah. There was such a color called Alice blue. That was one of the colors in the 8-pack that Crayola used to have. Yeah.
So it sounds like in the West End you liked being able to go outside and there was always kids you could play with. And it sounds like you liked being able to walk to the stores.
Yes.
And it was a great place to live.
I walked from one place to another. Hardly ever took a bus. Didn't have to.
And you said they had candy stores, they had fabric stores for sewing, restaurants.
I don't know, because we didn't have money to go eat in restaurants. And I don't remember eating in many restaurants. I know there was a cafeteria. Yeah. Yeah.